Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sonia, also known as SG from Let the Ladies Speak podcast, where we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self-love and healing. Here on my YouTube channel, I talk about dating shows and what we can learn from them. I'm not doing any reviews or recaps, but if there's a lesson to be learned, I want to share that lesson with you all. Today, we're going to talk about Mr. Zach from Married at First Sight. It has come out that Zach has been quote unquote cheating on Bao, and people have had concerns about Zach all season, and his flags have been flagging, and some of them have been missed by people. So we're just going to talk about it. We're going to say his behavior is one of a predator or manipulator. I'm not going to diagnose him personally, but his behavior is one of a predator or manipulator. And so we're going to talk about what can you learn, what flags, what signs were missed. How do you know that a person is preying on you or is manipulating you? And also what signs Bao may have missed, because she went into a relationship with this guy, but all of the signs were there that maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. I also have different views on Bao, and maybe I'll do another video about her, Johnny. I'm definitely going to do one about Gil and Merla. I actually did one, but it was 45 minutes long, so I have to refilm it. But anyway, tonight we're talking about Zach. We're talking about being a predator. How do you know somebody is a predator? How do we know? What did he do that showed us that he was a predator or a manipulator? And I'm strictly talking about the behavior, not the person. I don't know him personally, okay? But before we get started, if you are new here, welcome. Nice to have you. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. If you are passing through, hello, I hope you enjoy. And if you, again, are a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Again, another shout out to Kamisha's Reviews, just in case she didn't get it in the last one and she checks this video out. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I appreciate you. Okay, let's talk about predatory and manipulative behavior. What can we learn from Mr. Zach? It has come out that he has been having multiple women, and he's had several relationships with several people, and there's just a lot. I haven't read it all or seen it all. I've only seen a little bit of it because I have other things because I've been doing other things, but I did want to get this video out tonight. So let's start with the goal of a manipulator. The goal of a manipulator, predator, or narcissist is to control you, and they need to control you to get what they want. And it depends on what that is. Sometimes it's just to control you to keep them near. Sometimes it's to control you to, you know, they feed off of your emotions. That's why you don't let people control your emotions. Sometimes it's control for abuse. You never really know. Everyone has their own motives and their own reasons, but the goal is to control you to get what they want, whatever that may be. So you have to pay attention to the signs. And I'm going to tell you guys, one of my favorite books, because I don't talk a lot on this channel about my personal life. I talk about it in my podcast, but I'm here to tell you I have seen and I have known and I have loved some of the best manipulators in the world. And so you really, really do have to be careful, and it's important to prepare yourself and to educate yourself so that you can recognize the signs, you know what's happening, and you can date in a healthy manner, and you can protect your heart. One of my favorite books, this book was given to me 20 years ago, is this book. I'll put it in the description box below. It's titled Emotional Vampires, Dealing with People Who Drain You Dry by Albert Bernstein. This is a very good book. It's an easy read. I have it all, like my pages folded and highlighted and all kind of things, because it really gives you the tools to help you not only recognize a manipulator and a predator, it teaches you how to handle them, especially if it's someone in your family, immediate family, like a parent or someone like that that you can't easily walk away from, or you're not ready to walk away from. But the more you know, the better you can protect yourself and survive. Okay, so let's get started. First, I want to talk about my first impressions of Zach. My first impressions of Zach is he's not ready to love, and he's getting married for the wrong reasons, right? He just said he dreamt about it and that his parents did it, and his brothers were getting married and in a relationship, and he wanted the same thing, right? I really think he came on the show for exposure for more victims, allegedly. Okay. He struck me as someone who was immature and he's 27. Like, he's just coming into himself. He's coming into his career. He's coming into himself as a person. And you have to think about that and look at that when you are dating a person. How stable is that person and who they are? Like, how secure and self-aware are they about themselves? And he was a ball of confusion. So he never gave me someone who was really sure about who he was and was comfortable in who he was. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit as to how I was able to assess that. I thought he was just horny. I was like, he is just horny. I'm like, which made him and Michaela a good match in that sense, because they both had a high sex drive. But I'm like, he just wanted to get down, which again, let me know he wasn't really ready. And I thought he liked drama. And I thought he liked drama because he was always bringing up drama, right? There's a reason someone is always bringing up drama. Either they like it because it's a comfort zone for them. They like it because they use it as a tool to make another person look bad and cause distraction. Or they like it because they like the drama because their life is boring and they want some excitement. They've never had any excitement. So those are usually the reasons why people like a lot of drama. And a lot of people get, people feed off of your energy. That's why this book is called Emotional Vampires. People feed off of your energy and they use it for their own reasons, their own purposes, right? So that's what he struck me as. So what red flags did I identify? He exposed his trauma very soon. On the wedding day with Michaela at the table as they're having dinner, he starts talking about being picked on and bullied. Whenever someone exposes their trauma too early, don't take it as a compliment, especially in this case. They don't know each other. They are complete strangers. Will you walk up on the street and just start telling somebody all of your traumatic experiences? No, but he did that. I'm going to tell you why you need to be aware or be weary of someone who tells their trauma too soon. A lot of times that is a hook. It's called a bait and hook because, number one, I need for you to feel vulnerable, right? If you are vulnerable, then you're going to share your information with me. If you share your information with me, I get the information I need to further use and abuse you, right? I need you vulnerable. So if I say I'm vulnerable, right? If I show my vulnerability, you get excited like, oh, they trust me and they trust me with this information. And so I should be vulnerable too. People mirror behavior more than they know, right? So now you've let your guard down and you've served up your heart and the keys to your heart and your emotions to this person because now you're sharing your vulnerability, right? That's one thing I love about Mirla. She kept her mouth closed, but we're going to talk about Mirla in another video. Another reason why it's alarming when someone shares their trauma too early is it is another way for them to later manipulate you. So if I tell you my trauma, when I come out the bag, when I act a fool, I'm going to pull that trauma card and it's going to make you feel bad for me. And so you're not going to react the way you should react. You're not going to set the boundaries you should set. Why? Because you're going to make excuses for my poor behavior. So that is why whenever someone shares really deep trauma with you right away, that is not a compliment. That is an alarm. Okay. Take note of that. And also ask yourself why. Why would you share this with me? Why would that person give this information up to me, right? And the reasons I gave are usually the reasons, but a lot of predators and manipulators do it. It's part of a grooming process. I have to get you to trust me so that you can reveal yourself to me. Be very careful when people share. Let them share. You always want to sit back and watch everything unfold because people will tell them themselves, but don't you share. Another red flag was the good guy syndrome. He wanted everybody to believe he was just this good, nice guy. He's always smiling and I'm just a good, nice guy who can manage his emotions. For me, my concern is, why can't you manage your emotions? What do you have bottled up inside of you that's making you cry all the time? What is happening to you, or what has happened to you that have you in the place where you are right now? I don't have an issue with a man crying. I don't have an issue with a man expressing himself. But sometimes his tears seem to not fit the situation. And you're just like, why are you crying? And then there was just like some dramatics with it sometimes. Like when Michaela would touch him, he's pulling away and then he's holding her. You know, it was very, very dramatic, you know. So you have to wonder why. Again, the most important question you ask when you're dating is why. Why is he so emotional? You want to get to the bottom of that, right? And you want to hold off on investing yourself too much because you don't know what's going on with this person. You don't want to give your heart to an unstable being. The other red flag is he always talked about drama, and he always talked about drama of the past relationships, right? Here's the thing. When people talk bad about their ex or talk about all the drama things that they've been through, and they don't talk about their own accountability and growth and the part that they played, that is a red flag. That is not taking accountability. That is not being responsible. That is letting you know that they make bad decisions. So why do you keep getting in relationships with people with all this drama? What is it about drama that you like? Now, here's the thing. People usually like drama for one of three reasons. Although he said he doesn't like it, you can tell he liked it because he was enjoying Kay do her thing, right? Number one, they like drama because their life have been boring and they just want some excitement. Number two, they're used to seeing drama and that's a comfort zone for them, right? I need this drama because this makes me feel at home. It doesn't appear that his parents are those kind of people, so I'm just curious about that. Number three, they like the drama because it's energy and they can feed off of that energy. Plus, it makes them seem like the good guy, because the goal is to control your mind, to control your thinking, and control your understanding of the situation. And most importantly, it is a distraction. If you're paying attention to all the drama and I'm sitting back and now I'm the good guy and I haven't done anything wrong, no one is going to look at you and what you did. They're just looking at like him and Kay. You're just looking at Kay, but you're not paying attention to him. So be careful of somebody who's always talking about drama and who always talks bad about their ex and always talks bad about everything. And the fact that he was so upset that she reacted the way that she did and he just couldn't handle it, he just can't take it, lets me know that he wasn't healed. So even if it's true that the other women in his life caused him so much drama, which he said he had never been in love. Pay attention to what people say. He said he's never been in love and he never had a long-term relationship. So who's so invested in you that they're acting out like this? And why are they so invested in you that they're acting out like this, right? Get the answers to the question. Shout out to Janice. Gather the information, okay? The other issue I have with him is that he was dishonest. We called Zach in a few lies. Michaela called him a liar too. But because she was dishonest, you know, you couldn't believe her. And that's why it's so important to manage your emotions and manage who you are as a person, and to be a person of integrity and not be dishonest. You know, because once you lie, no one believes anything you have to say, right? So your concerns become invalid. He was always confused and double talking. One thing I can't stand is a double talking person. I can't stand a confused person either. And the reason why is I know you are bringing confusion. And if you are bringing confusion, you're going to upset my life, right? And that's what you should think of. If someone can't articulate clearly to you what's happening, that's a warning sign. If someone is always double talking, back talking, they're trying to confuse you. It's distraction. You have to avoid being distracted. It's a distraction technique. Don't fall for it. And my other red flag is that he gaslighted Kay a lot. He was always gaslighting her, making it seem like she was the problem, because he knew that, you know, she was the perfect companion for him, or partner for him, and for what it appears his goal was. You know, I really think he came on the show to get more exposure and to get more victims, allegedly. I don't think he came really truly to find love. I think he figured that this would be a great place. You know, it takes some exploring for a person like him. What happened in your life with all of that bullying? Are you now chasing all the women that you didn't have access to? Are you taking out your frustration on women because of how some girls may have treated you in the past? You know, you really, ladies and gentlemen, because this happens for both genders, dig into that information once you get it. When someone shares those kind of things with you, you always want to follow up with, how did you deal with that? How do you deal with that? And you keep asking pressing questions. I'll do another video on that on another day. Okay, let's talk about how Zach is other ways that Zach is a alleged manipulator and his grooming process as it relates to Bao. Okay, he started grooming Bao. The number one step in grooming is identifying your victim. He knew everything that was going on between Johnny and Bao, right? He had been on several unfilters with them too, which I think honestly, Zach and Bao started dating pretty early on. I think they started dating after the cookout that Bao was left out of, when Johnny didn't let Bao come to the cookout, his family's cookout. I think that's when they connected. And when you see, for me, I noticed Bao changing her dress and changing her appearance. You know, she became a little more revealing, like when she had on those really short shorts. I'm like, okay, Bao. I was like, yeah. You know, that's when. And then the production is shady. How they cut things, they let you know that there was something going on with them. How he would ask Johnny, he meaning Zach, would ask Johnny information about Bao, but it was about the sexual thing. When him, Merla, and Johnny were on Unfiltered, and Johnny was saying how he wanted, you know, more of a romantic approach to sex versus, you know, a duty approach to sex, Zach really started asking questions. And it didn't seem like it came from a place of, you know, let me help you. It came from a place of, let me figure this out, right? So she just want to do it. I can do that. That's what he probably was thinking, you know, because he was disengaged that whole episode, but he engaged when it came down to that conversation, which was very telling. But yeah, when Bao started getting extra cute, I was like, And at that dinner where Bao threw Johnny under the bus, that was her way of affirming Zach, in my opinion. That was her way of letting Zach know, no, we are over, you know, these are the problems we're having, and I really want to be with you. Just my opinion, just my observation. So he did the grooming. He gathered the information, so he knew what Bao needed, what she was lacking, what she wanted. He can come to the rescue as a good guy would. Guys, with that good guy syndrome, you got to be careful. There's a difference between a good guy and a good human. Okay, be careful. So he identifies his victim. He gains his trust. How did he gain Bao's trust? He constantly gave her what she was lacking from Johnny, as far as like compliments and things like that. I think words of affirmation is her love language, and he was able to give that to her. And I'm sure he came off sexually because he knew that she had a high sex drive. So let's talk about what Bao missed. Bao missed a lot, but I have my concerns about Bao, and I've been saying the same thing all season about her. And did you guys notice she still was wearing her wedding ring? You're going out on a date with another guy, the show is over, this is a Where Are You Now, and you're still wearing your wedding band. Says a lot. But anyway, what did Bao miss? She missed that he constantly was affirming her in ways that Johnny didn't. That is a predatory move, right? Because he knows exactly what to say. It didn't always seem genuine. You know, I like her giddiness. Like, he literally used Johnny's words. And so that's how you know, right? He affirmed what she was missing. So that was one of the things she missed. 2, he wouldn't profess her. He told her he didn't want anybody to know because he didn't want the drama. There we go with that drama word again. Drama is his tool, right? Because he's still young in this game. He's still trying to figure it out. But if he doesn't get help, he's going to go too far. And there are going to be a lot of people hurt because of him and his actions, allegedly. So the fact that he didn't want anybody to know, Bao made it clear when they went out to dinner on the Where Are They Now episode that she's still looking for marriage, you know? So he said, if I wasn't serious, I wouldn't pursue you, basically. And later, fast forward, when they go to the picnic, what does he say? You know, I just don't want people in our business. That doesn't make any sense. If a man is serious about you, he's going to let people know he is serious about you. No one cared at this point. You know what I mean? Who was going to care? You know, they probably already knew. Ryan for sure knew, because Ryan's facial expressions was telling it all. He was very vague in his answers. People asked him, what did he like about Bao? He was like, I like a lot about Bao. That was pretty much it. Like, he doesn't speak to any depth of her. It's very shallow, which is, you know, lets you know that this is all superficial. So let's talk about how Bao missed when he told her exactly what he was going to do. Okay. Bao asked him if we are exclusive. For one, when a man is ready to be exclusive with you, he would tell you that. He would show you and he would tell you, right? So that was that, you know. And he said, I like you, and when I like someone, I only focus on them. He didn't answer her question. He just kind of said, I only focus on them. Okay. He said, so I can assure you that on the second and third date, I am going to go out with only you. I am not focusing on anyone else, so it's going to be exclusive in that sense. And basically told her she didn't have to do the same. That right there, translation, until I really get what I want, or maybe for a little while longer, I'm going to use this thing, but then it's over. You know, you really have to listen to what people are telling you. He didn't say this was a lifelong relationship. I'm looking forward to our future. I want to focus on us moving forward together. I'm looking forward to a commitment with you. I'm looking forward to dating you. He made sure he was clear about the second and third date. So he's letting you know this is a limited time offer. Okay. The last thing he did, where Bao should have really just got up and walked away. She shouldn't have been involved with him in the first place. Okay. But she should have really got up and walked away when he said this. He said, Bao made the statement that maybe we should have gotten married at first sight. She said, maybe we should have been married at first sight. He said, no way. He said, no way. I would have saw you, thanked everyone, and said, have a good day. One thing I want to let Bao know, or women like Bao know, is that don't let a man keep telling you he doesn't want you. And that was his way of saying, I really don't want you. That's another way of saying, I am just going to use you. Right? So those were the flags that Bao missed herself. She shouldn't have been dating this man at all. Let's talk about ways you can avoid a manipulator. For one, first and foremost, you have to know you and know the real you, not the you that you want to be, not the you that you used to be, the you that you are right now. You really have to be in touch with yourself, because the manipulator, one of the things they try to do is make you believe a false narrative or a false reality, and they will play on your insecurities, right, and your triggers to get there. So you have to be solid in who you are in order to avoid that, because no one can convince you what you already know. You can't convince me about myself, because I know myself, right? Pay attention to the patterns. What you see with another woman, don't feel like he won't do that for you. You got to figure that out, right? So really assess the situation. Some people bring out the worst in people, like Bao and Johnny. They brought out the worst in one another, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that won't happen to you. That just may be who they are. So you have to get an understanding of that. And if you see a pattern, like Tristan has another adult baby on the way, right? Future, how many children does he have by different women? There's a pattern there. Pay attention to those red flags. Listen to comprehend and understand, and don't listen to the words that's just being said. You should always ask yourself why. Why is the most important question you can ask when you're dating and you're getting the information and trying to determine if this person is the right one for you. Guard your heart. Ladies, you got to guard your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, because this happened to men too. Guard your heart. Don't give your heart away. Right? Don't give people the keys to your heart by sharing all of your vulnerabilities before you know their intentions. Don't move too fast. Don't let somebody push you along and move you too fast. Don't do that. Don't share too much information. If they are vague or confused, you need to run. Be careful of the nice guy syndrome. And you know a nice guy has the nice guy syndrome if he's only being nice to you to get what he wants from you. Gil did that. I'm going to do a video on it. If he objectifies you, if he can't explain the truth about you as to why he's attracted to you or want to be with you, and it's all superficial, that is concerning, especially if he's talking about a serious relationship. Yes, most people have to be physically attracted to a person, but there's physical attraction, there's also emotional and mental attraction, right? So if it's just physical, that means he only wants your body. It's just a physical attraction. Or for men, if it's just money, it's just money, or it's just physical. You know, you just have to be careful. Do your research. You need to really research people, especially nowadays, because people are living many lives. Do your research. Don't give your power away. Your power is your emotions. If a person can control your emotions, they can control you. That's why you have to be so guarded when it comes down to your heart, and, you know, be very mindful about when you share information. And I am not talking about walls, right? I'm just talking about being strategic when you decide to date, and when you decide to give away information that can be harmful for you. You have to be in a place where you can protect yourself, right? Don't give someone the silver bullets to your heart. Shout out to Dr. Rhyme. I think her name is Ramy. She does a lot of narcissistic talk on YouTube. Look her up. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say about Mr. Zachary. There's a lot of videos about the cheating and all of that. I didn't want to go over that. I just want to help you understand how to identify a predator and or a manipulator. I also have a podcast episode about this. I will link this in this video. Please don't forget to love you for who you are. If you like the content, please comment below. Thumbs up the video. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night.